if you tack on a little bit of weather delays and a little bit of technical difficulties, well, let's say you add on a new field here, and that's what you get. So here we are, 7:56, but never fear, my friends at home. We're only 7 minutes and 52 seconds into the contest here at, like I mentioned, beautiful and a little wet Bailey Field. I'm Rob Smith. Joining me, Austin Urge. Austin, once again, welcome to the broadcast, now that we're on for realsies this time. First chance of the day for the Bridge. That's right, only 8 minutes into the game. That's our first real chance for Lionsbridge FC. And Austin, I want to welcome you once again to our Lionsbridge FC broadcast. Like I said, one of the better cameramen as Durrell makes a save. And one of our better cameramen now working his way up the ranks to Lionsbridge FC color commentary. So first and foremost, Austin, let's talk about the rain. And let's talk about how teams have adapted to it in the first 8 minutes when our fans at home were unable to view.
Well, the rain seemed to have held both teams off the field, and as soon as they got on, they were chomping at the bit. We've seen quite a few number of fouls here already. Not too many have resulted in anything of consequence, though. Like you said, only one real chance where the goalie on either side was tested. But Coach Wally was saying how his midfield squad are excited to play regardless of the conditions, regardless of the wet weather.
Ball forward, here comes a chance, and cleared away. It'll be a Lionsbridge FC corner. Continue your thought, Austin.
Like I was saying, both teams ready to get in here. Now here's a perfect opportunity for Lionsbridge FC. I'm looking at forward number 10, Charles Touche, from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Cornell student. He is 6'3", so he's towering above almost everyone else in the box. Will definitely be a head that the Bridge are looking for.
Here comes the kick from Angelides. We'll get to the starting lineups in a moment. Ball in. Ball is low and ricochets off of a Partizan head and out of play on the far side. The Bridge will get it back. And so we talked with head coach Chris Wally during the rain delay. And again, for those of you at home, for the reason for a 10-minute into the game number on that game clock as opposed to just about halftime, which is normal for now. It's a storm that rolled its way through. Put things on a break for just a moment. Fans had to exit the stadium, the few that are allowed in. Got 1,000 fans at max capacity here at Bailey Field. Bailey Field, for those of you who don't know, the home of Grafton, York, and Tabb High School football during the fall seasons. However, won't be the case this year because of COVID-19. So it'll host Lionsbridge FC for the next 3 or 4 weeks. And of course, you have to delay a good portion of your season to COVID. And just a little bit of rain has pushed us back a little bit further. That ball is sent in on the corner. Lionsbridge gets a shot on, blocked away by Partizan, and we haven't really had a chance to talk about the starting lineups. Austin, we'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about the pressure that is mounting for the boys in blue.
That's a couple of corners there for Lionsbridge, and each time they've been looking for Charles Touche, like I mentioned before, and thought they would be. The ball has nearly found his head 3 times, however only getting on the end of it once. Another time was when he was coming in on the corner kick as a trailing runner. Now it looks like Partizan have dealt with the pressure nicely. Nice touch there by number 24 on the right wing.
So as things kind of slow down a little bit, let's talk about these starting lineups once again. We'll talk about Partizan FC first. Partizan in the back line, it's Penny Sr., Cayman Bay, Jason Nunez, John Leading, and the midfield, Liam Hogan, Malik New-Frill, Randy Perez, and on the forward line, Olo Simbera, Brandon Hogan, and Ruben Niaman. And Luke Messick, the former Lionsbridge boy, in goal for Partizan. As for the Bridge, it'll be Rich Durrell in net for the second straight season. Stotts, Touche, Alex, the twin to forward Charles Touche. Charles Touche with the ball right now. Alex Touche will be in the back line, joined by Colin Muller. So Muller, Touche, and Stotts in the back line joining Durrell. So it's 3 in the back. We'll talk about that momentarily. Midfield runs 5 deep. It's Max-Emilios Angelides from Radford. Ball gets crossed in. And a good chance, but offsides for the Bridge. Simon Fitch, Kepler, Despinos, Lehmkuhl, and Emeka Anelli rounds out the midfield and the forward line, Charles Touche and Griffin Gerard.
It looks like on that defensive tackle attempt from one of the Partizan players, couldn't quite make out who it was. Picked up a yellow card for that challenge. I believe taking out Kirk Lehmkuhl over by the far side of the field in that corner.
And it looks like a card on number 11.
So virtual corner kick. I'm not sure who the card is on. Partizan did not give us numbers, so we're basically making it up. If we're being completely honest, no numbers for Partizan FC. We just have names, which is just mildly unfortunate, but we know who the guys in blue are, and the Bridge have what looks like a virtual corner. Free kick close to that 90-degree angle. That ball is in and poked away. Here comes another chance. Settled by 11, Lehmkuhl. Lehmkuhl brings it out, and he'll push it back to number 17, Angelides. Angelides puts it in onto the 18, not offsides. Here comes a chance. Shot in and past the net. I think the shot came from number 5, Simon Fitch.
Yeah, nice job by Fitch to stay on his feet there. Felt the pressure from the defender behind him. Stayed up and able to get a shot off. However, not quite making it past the goalkeeper. Good stop there.
1/3 into the half. Here, just past the top of the 8 o'clock hour here, number 18, Kepler Despinos to take the corner. He sets the ball.
It looks like there is a player down on the field, number 11, who was the player for Partizan who received that yellow card. He's making his way off the field now. Number 2 taking his place. Hopefully just a minor knock and he'll be able to get back on his feet and get back into the game in no time.
Certainly don't want to wish injuries on anybody, your team or the visitors. Ball comes in from Despinos, up in the air and headed just past the net. Another corner, this time from the near side for the Bridge. Lionsbridge FC wearing the blue, if you haven't figured that out by now. And wearing the green and black will be the boys from Richmond, Partizan Richmond.
There's a nice defensive header there from number 13 for Partizan. Flick it up and over the net. Keep it away from Lionsbridge.
Gerard with the 1-2 punch. Still looking for it low. This time it is a goal kick for Luke Messick. So a couple of dangerous opportunities, and Messick is going to try to, it looked like momentarily he was going to put that in quickly. I don't know if that was just a bad touch from the ball boy in the distance.
Grass is a bit wet out there. The ball is slippery.
Sure.
We'll give him a few touches to find his feet. That was an attempt from Touche, putting that one off target. Charles Touche, 6'3" forward for Lionsbridge.
Ball forward. Here comes a chance from Partizan.
Nice defense there from defender Luke Stats, staying goal side of the ball and able to kick it out for a throw-in.
Stats now. Back to Partizan on the far side. Move it up, and the Bridge will get this one back. And, hey, fans, not sure how much you appreciate a good old Chick-fil-A sandwich, but if you do, I recommend making your way out to Bailey Field here for our next contest on Sunday, or any of the next 6 contests between now and August 8th. If Lionsbridge FC scores on a header, you go home with a free chicken sandwich, courtesy of your area Chick-fil-A's. Here comes a chance. That ball is close, but no cigar for number 17, Angelides. Not a ball off the head, but off the back heel, and a corner kick for the Bridge. And again, Chick-fil-A been a proud sponsor of Lionsbridge FC since the 2017 season. There's a replay again here, Austin.
It was a great build-up from the quote-unquote home team there. Very nearly for
dangerous
Angelides.
Chance.
Looked like the defender was able to get a foot on that one. Just barely touched it on the other side of the goalpost.
Comes a new opportunity. This one a little more lofty, going to the far side, looking for maybe Stotts, and it is. Muller will go and get it. Muller sends it in, goes off of a head and into the hands of Messick.
It was a nice job by the Partizan defensive line there to play up and all stay in line and unity together. Keep a couple Lionsbridge players off sides.
Still a little bit of a drizzle out here in Yorktown, Virginia. We're just a few miles shy of the Coleman Bridge. Certainly a change of scenery here this year, Austin, as the ball goes into the box for Partizan and then cleared by Anelli. A lot to adapt to, and maybe not necessarily for the team, but for those of us making things happen, not being at the now newly dubbed Town Bank Stadium on the campus of Christopher Newport. A lot of technical things need to change. Having to abide by social distancing mandates and things like that. But the Bridge have been adamant that fan safety is incredibly important to them. Not mandating masks at games, but certainly mandating social distancing and encouraging the protection of the Bridge by using face masks and face coverings. Forward come the Bridge. Lehmkuhl in, gives it up to Anelli. They'll dominate the midfield, off to number 5, Simon Fitch. Fitch pushes it forward and out of play. Another Bridge corner kick.
The pressure seems to be mounting here for Lionsbridge after they were able to win the ball back deep within their own territory. Now they found themselves with another corner kick. Looked for Charles Touche the last few times. You'll do best to keep your eye on him if you were a Partizan player. Just about 20 minutes into the half.
Ball up in the air, and it sounds like Partizan has a couple of fans making the trip down here. Certainly happy to be here, even in the rain. That's a good thing about this turf field is as much rain as we got. I mean, you can't quite see the liquid on the field or the slickness of the turf, but we got quite a bit of rain there in the 15-20 minute stretch that we had to wait this one out. And I don't know about you, but I'm thankful we have turf and not grass.
You're exactly right. The grass would be completely saturated and almost unplayable, especially considering how much rain we got and the quantity of it. Not to mention the safety of the players. When that field gets muddy, it gets a bit dangerous, a lot easier to twist an ankle.
Wally seemed to be excited about the slicker field. He said, I think that this might play to our advantage, having a field gets the ball moving quicker, gets the pace speeding up, and imagine that might be a chance on goal. Here comes number 10, Charles Touche. Touche puts it in and almost pushed into the net by number 2, Jason Nunes.
Very dangerous from Nunes there. Putting the ball back just to the side of his goal, over the goal line. Alternatively, I'd like to see that one go out across the sideline. Just in case you don't have that best touch once again. Like we were saying, the ball is wet and slick, so your touches have to be perfect here, especially when in front of the goal.
You're a winner. That's right. You have the greatest car in the parking lot, and you just won a 3 months worth of car washes from Fullway Car.
Ball is up and off the head and in the back of the net. They score. Lionsbridge FC on the board early. That's number 12, Alexander Touche.
The center back for Lionsbridge doing great to literally rise above the competition there, get his head on the ball, and found its way into the back of the net.
And you know what that absolutely means? We've harped on it enough. Hey, fans, you're not here? That's a shame, because the ones who are here tonight enjoying this beautiful Yorktown sunset are going home with a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich off the head of Alex Touche.
Now imagine that. We've been talking about his twin brother Charles Touche all game. He's so tall, 6'3". He's been the target for a lot of the attacks for Lionsbridge. But who would have guessed that it's his brother that gets the go-ahead goal?
Here comes the chance now again for the Bridge. This time Angelides puts it in, and Messick with an acrobatic jump. Let's see the goal one more time if we have it. I'm not sure we do. Let's watch it after the corner kick.
For those who might not have heard,
As they set up for this corner. We'll watch that goal one more time. That's the last corner. Ball is up in the air off the head and almost upper 90 as the most recent corner gets cleared away.
report to the merchandise stand. You have the dirtiest car in the parking lot. And as the dirtiest car in the
Mueller and
parking lot, you
Lehmkuhl playing on the far side of the field. A little game of keep away. Partizan, though, able to knock it out of play. Another substitute for the quote-unquote visiting team here.
So we got subs in. Lionsbridge FC, we want to remind you that the Riverside Sports Medicine team, including Doctors J.R. Barley, Stephanie Giamatorio, and Scott Kling, keep Lionsbridge players healthy on and off the field. Riverside Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Lionsbridge FC's choice for everything sports med.
The ball getting headed straight up into the air and back into the mixer. Lionsbridge player gets his head on it. But that one's cleared away. It was Max-Emilios Angelides who got his head on that one for the Bridge. But a foul is called. It'll be a free kick for Partizan.
24 minutes into a sticky night here in Yorktown, Virginia. Beautiful sunset in the distance. Just absolutely gorgeous night after what was a pretty bad storm. 1-0 our score as we continue to play. And settling down, Stott's pushing onward.
Nice attempt there to try to keep the ball in play. But the slick ground proving to be a bit too much for Gerard as it squeaks out of bounds. Great speed there, though, from Anelli before he's tripped up. That's a great opportunity here just inside the 25-yard line. The Lionsbridge free kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lionsbridge did score a header, and that means all the fans have a coupon for a free Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. Grab your coupon as you exit the main gates. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday until 10:30 a.m.
Three-man wall for Partizan. Their keeper issuing directions.
Comes a free kick. Ball up in the air. Looking for it. Off another head into the back of it. They score again. I think they're giving it to number 5, Simon Fitch. Bridge up by 2.
Nice job by Fitch to get his foot on that one after the ball was redirected by, I believe that was Alexander Touche.
Let's watch it one more time here on the replay. Let's give our team a chance to get it, and here it goes. Watch the entire setup to the free kick. Beautiful ball, well done by the Bridge to get that one in.
Number 10 from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Charles
Ball was
Touche.
just lifted over the defenders
Ball up
there.
in the air, and I think it was Simon Fitch, but it sounds like they gave it to Charles Touche. So we'll get some clarification on that. We might have to watch that replay again at halftime to get some confirmation, but I want to give that one to Simon Fitch, looking at it on the clock. Ball in. Angelides wants in on the scoring parade.
Nice defense, though, from Partizan to clear that next chance away. Out of bounds for a throw-in. It's a nice setup for the second goal, though, here of the evening. Ball was crossed to the near side of the goalpost and then sent back the other direction. The keeper had to adjust and just didn't have time to get there. Oh, throw-in knocked away once again by Partizan. Lionsbridge with their hands on the ball, except this time it's allowed. On that far wing, looking to get a cross in. But it's Partizan who knocks it away, and here's another substitute. Just throwing a bit closer towards midfield, but still in dangerous territory for Partizan. The throw-in goes backwards. Bridge looked to play it in. Great defense, though, from number 8. A quick restart once again.
Get organized here in the box. Over to the outside, Angelides. It's crazy here, Austin. We're playing Lionsbridge soccer on July 17th. Normally the season's just about wrapped up by now. We'll be playing through August 8th with six other home games between now and August 8th.
That next game coming up just on Sunday, July 19th.
All right, that's 2 nights from now. Hopefully, less than 48 hours. Hopefully we don't have any rain on Sunday to deal with. We'll get a good 7 o'clock honest start. I don't know about you, Austin, but I'm still working from home, so I don't have to worry about that commute the next day.
Wish I could say the same. Still unemployed, looking for a job.
If you're out there and you need a hard worker, Austin Urch, certainly.
I'm your guy.
Ball bouncing around the Partizan feet, and it'll maintain green possession.
Partizan slowing things down here, looking to take control and have possession in the midfield. Unfortunate pass back there from Partizan. Nearly gets away from them, but a Lionsbridge mistake, allows them to keep the ball.
And head coach Chris Wally really harped on how much he really liked his 5-person midfield and how he wanted to take advantage of that with Anelli, Angelides, Fitch, Despinos, and Lehmkuhl. They played pretty good here through the first 30 minutes.
That's another hard tackle onto Emeka Anelli. And another yellow card going to a Partizan player. It's the second one in just about 31 minutes of play. That card going over to number 9.
So second card of the day here for Partizan in green. Rain still coming down, keeping the turf slick. Here comes a free kick from the far side near about 30 yards out. Ball is up, headed away. Anelli will settle. Anelli pushing out. Ball up. No good. Messick. Kind of a sprout among Oaks down there. Not one of the taller goalkeepers I've ever seen. But Messick holds his own.
We've already seen him make a couple acrobatic saves here this evening.
Great tackle. The Partizan fans near us, not a huge fan of such.
As Gerard able to wrap his leg around the player, make contact with the ball beforehand.
Feels like it's been a pretty quiet game. Not a whole lot out of the fans so far. Doesn't look like they brought the fife and drum corps as they normally do. Not a whole lot of pomp and circumstance. Maybe they're at home. That pulls a beautiful one into the back of net. He's done it. Number 11, Kirk Lehmkuhl. Puts it away, 3-0.
Goalkeeper there for Partizan really just misjudging the flight path of the ball as it skirted across the ground. Ball was almost outside the 18 and he made a leap for it, trying to grab it. However, he just was about 6 feet away, maintaining social distancing with the ball before it flew into the back of the net off the foot of Lehmkuhl.
From Dublin, Ohio, Lehmkuhl.
The Dublin, Ohio native playing for Cornell. Previously playing for Columbus Crew Youth Squad for the U16-17 and then 18-19, earning captain for both squads.
And
Lehmkuhl also named the Generation Adidas Cup top performer in 2018. And for those of you at home who aren't quite sure what the Generation Adidas Cup is, it's a tournament by Major League Soccer for homegrown player development. That means that players here from the United States looking to advance their talent and make them even better than they already were, make them into fine professional soccer players. Notable alum are Juan Agudelo and also Bill Hamid, both extremely successful players in Major League Soccer right now. I say it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Lehmkuhl rocking and rolling his way there with a goal already here tonight. Eager to get more as the Bridge go forward. Touche able to get there, blast that one towards the goalkeeper. Great save though from Messick. Nice solid hands there, able to punch it out. Out for a throw-in.
another corner kick. I think this has got to be 8 or 9. It feels like Partizan travels a lot better than you would expect. Then again, what do you expect? It's a July 17th Friday night. Humid, sticky, wet, moist. All of the unpleasant adjectives. But all that to say, a beautiful night to start the 2020 season.
We've seen a couple beautiful goals already here. Less than 35 minutes in.
Another Bridge we're excited about this season. Certainly disappointed that USL League 2 canceled their year earlier this summer.
Nice job there in the near side corner, able to keep the ball in play. Strong defense forces it out. That'll be Angelides with a throw-in. Able to find Touche, kicks it to himself, and Messick punches that one up. Not very far though, still dangerous situation as Lionsbridge maintains possession. Still going here at Anelli. Passes it off to his left side. Now trying to find number 17, Angelides, again. With that ball just outside of his reach. Throwing for Partizan.
It's just a bad touch there. They're really driving, really picking up pace. It's unfortunate for the Bridge. They had a chance there to put in a fourth.
Now they might have that chance here once again. Those strong defending, forcing Lionsbridge to go back just about to midfield. Have a great opportunity to cross the field now. Defender Luke Stats all by himself. The Partizan players might have heard me as they start making their way over to him.
Wally really wanted to emphasize that new formation here. Just the 3 defenders, the 5 midfielders. Kind of a different look for the Bridge. And honestly, it's certainly different from the 4-4-2 or the 4-4-1-1, the 4-5-1. What kind of benefits would you have having the 3 defenders, 5 midfielders?
We've seen quite a few professional teams as well making that transition to 3 defenders in the back, switching it up from 4, which used to be standard. That helps you in the midfield. It gives you another player in there who can also drop back, help that defense if the need is there. If you have a player with a lot of speed on the opposition, they can help out. But it really helps you win that midfield, and when you win the midfield, you can start to go forward and you can look to get chances on goal. Lionsbridge have certainly done that here, already leading 3-0. And it looks like a 4th on the way. Ball passed up to the top of the box, and a poor touch there.
That was Touche to Touche. Would have been a 2 squared on goal 4.
A mental connection between the twins. All of us have it. Myself being a twin.
What is that like, Austin, being a twin?
I mean, I think it's great. You always have someone there for you, whether on or off the field. My brother and I used to play soccer back in the day.
Which one was the forward and which one was the defender?
He was the defender, I was the midfielder, but often got slotted back with the defender. Coach never listened to me when I told him I like to play midfield. I like to run, but I hate to run.
Don't we all?
There's just something else about it when you have a ball at your feet. And speaking of, Anelli looks to get things started once again just outside the 18.
Ooh.
Nice swing there from Gerard, but defenders get in the way. Gerard now almost a football tackle there.
A little bit of handsy play, and we'll stop and rewind to our defensive play, our good neighbor of the game, brought to you by Jimmy Fay. Hey, renters, want to protect your car and stuff without spending a bunch of cash? State Farm has you covered for less, and here's the deal. When you combine State Farm auto and renter's insurance, you save an average of $642. To combine and start saving on the peninsula, contact State Farm agent Jimmy Fay at jimmyfay.com. That's our good neighbor play of the game, or our good neighbor of the game. Like a good neighbor, Jimmy Fay of State Farm is there.
Now Partizan playing inside the midfield. Don't quite have numbers, but they do have possession.
Oh, good shot. Durrell may have upped us. There you go. We talk about the good neighbor of the game. And Rich Durrell says, yeah, I'll be the good neighbor, since our replay wasn't quite working. Our good neighbor of the game, Rich Durrell, in net, making his first save of the year.
Couldn't quite see who it was who took the shot for Partizan, but keeping Durrell honest there. He's only able to get one hand to it and only force it over the crossbar.
Coming down to the final 5 minutes of the half. Ball goes up. Durrell's looking for it. Good defensive play by 13 Muller. First time he's really been needed today. Muller, Touche, and Stotts, the back 3 for the Bridge.
Now here's a chance for Partizan once again to put a goal up on the board, get one before halftime, so they can have some positive momentum going forward into the break.
Certainly would feel good to at least put something on before taking half. That ball is nice and low and beautifully driven, but Simon Fitch ricochets that one out with the noggin.
Right place at the right time. Didn't even have to move his feet. Was able to get all of that one and redirect it.
Let's get headed away and sent towards us, right to the camera people, and into the crowd, and down.
Little assist from the bleachers there that were previously evacuated due to the thunderstorm.
And what are the odds in a set of bleachers where everyone's socially distant that it still hits somebody?
Honestly, that's just unfortunate there. And unfortunate there's the offside call for Partizan. Lionsbridge defenders getting just a step on them, forcing the misplay. And LBFC will have the ball back, play it out from their goalkeeper, Durrell, who was forced to make that save earlier with one hand. The Partizan defenders tracking back and starting to clog up that midfield. And we have one attacker forward.
Got your cord stuck in my mic there, Austin. It's tight quarters up here. Not tighter than usual, I suppose.
Ball is hooked forward, looking for the right winger. I believe that was Lehmkuhl.
And as the rain continues to come down, we want to remind you again that today's game is brought to you by Cool Wave Car Wash. Cool Wave Car Wash just got a lot easier here in the area as they are updating and beautifying, some might say, their Newport News facilities. It's coming soon, the Cool Wave Washplex, the world's most epic high-tech car wash experience. Fun for the whole family, groundbreaking car wash technology, and most importantly, Austin, a brand new immersive experience each week. Experiences like Jungle Adventure, Alien Invasion, Under the Sea, and so much more. Opening soon on Jefferson Avenue. That's right, that is the Cool Wave Car Wash, Cool Wave Washplex.
I literally had my car washed this morning. However, I don't think it provided an immersive experience like that. Personally, I'd like to pick Jungle Adventure. That sounds like a good time.
That does sound
here.
kind of cool. It did rain today, so my car is probably a little cleaner than normal, but I know where I'm going soon. The next time I need my car washed. Ball forward for Partizan. Drive of their own, out of play.
Nice job there by the defender. Couldn't quite see who it was. My best guess is Luke Stotts. Able to put the body on the defender. Able to guide the ball out of play. Eliminating any possibility of a late goal here as we're creeping into the 45th minute of action in the first half. We're at Bailey Field.
I'm not sure how many extra minutes we're going to get. I guess we'll find out near the end. On the near side, there goes 17 Angelides. Puts it in the back of the net. Oi! Charles Touche once again for the Bridge.
Charles Touche notching his first goal on the day for himself. Right in the 45th minute, the dying moments of the first half to make the scoreline 4-0. Interesting build-up there from Max-Emilios Angelides on this near side. Able to find his way between a pair of defenders before switching the ball across the field, finding his teammate Touche.
Took a time to bring it forward.
And that last goal was from our own number 10 from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Charles Touche.
After all is said and done, the beautiful cross and the beautiful completion after settling that ball in from Charles Touche. So the Touche brothers on the board, each with the goals. This one out of Cornell. Forward, here comes a chance. Anelli settles. Anelli again, ball is up. And the back heel. Still a chance for the Bridge.
And Lehmkuhl trying to get fancy with it, though he maintains possession. Nearly another one there. This one would go towards Angelides if it went in. The keeper, Messick, forced to make another save. Able to hold on to that ball. And the whistle for halftime does sound. First half score, Lionsbridge FC ahead of Partizan by a score of 4-0. Goals coming from Alexander Touche in the 23rd minute, Simon Fitch in the 26th minute, quickly followed by Kurt Lehmkuhl in the 33rd minute. And that last goal we just saw from the other twin, Charles Touche, in the 45th minute.
And we will take a break here. 4-0 for the Bridge after quite a long offseason. We'll step away and come back for the second half in just a moment. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live.
Only Bowditch Ford can give you a Bowditch deal. A Bowditch deal is our lowest price possible and more for your trade. It's a better selection. It's keeping you safe in our store, on our lot, and in our test drive vehicles. It's the best service from quick lane to collision to parts and repair. It's home delivery. Our goal is to be your transportation partner for life. So, you see, a Bowditch deal is much more than just a great low price. Bowditch Ford. Nobody beats a Bowditch deal.
Don't dance around your mosquito and tick problem. Let Mosquito Joe take care of it. Mosquito Joe. Outside is fun again.
And welcome back to Bailey Field. Rob Smith, Austin Urch here with you. Lionsbridge FC soccer underway for the first time in the 2020 season. July 17th, just about 9 o'clock as we're about to get started with the second half. But before we do, we want to remind you that Lionsbridge FC is brought to you by Mosquito Joe. Mosquito Joe provides mosquito, tick, and flea control treatment to residential and commercial customers right here on the peninsula. Their technicians are trained outdoor pest control experts dedicated to one thing: getting rid of mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas so that you can enjoy being outside again. Thank you to Mosquito Joe for their long-standing support of Lionsbridge FC. Lionsbridge FC certainly could be in need of some Mosquito Joe extermination of some mosquitoes, at least that is, especially after that rain. But it seems like the bugs have dispersed, and we are getting ready for half number 2. And Austin, what needs to change for the boys from Partizan here in half number 2?
Well, I think they need to not concede as much territory to Lionsbridge as they did in the first half. It seemed like whenever Lionsbridge had the ball, they could just march forward wherever they wanted, and Partizan was just content to keep retreating, keeps coming backwards, and ultimately that would kill them, as there were a couple balls that were just lofted over the top of their defenders, and all too easy for Simon Fitch and Charles Touche to get their feet on it and put it away into the back of the net.
Lionsbridge FC's had the full 360 on the field. They've gotten every angle, every ball, and really took advantage of every opportunity in half number 1. And as we get into half number 2, I do want to mention one more sponsor as we get started. Image 360. From the simplest projects to the most complex, the team at Image 360 Newport News can create, design indoor and outdoor signage, mobile graphics, and promotional displays. So this is much, much more. Image 360 Newport News continues to assure you a best-in-class solution every time. If you're ready to take your visual identity to the next level, go to Image 360. That's Image 360 NewportNews.com. That's Image 360 NewportNews.com. Bills have been paid, and away we go with half number 2. 46:30 on the clock, so we've got about 40 minutes and change to go here at Bailey Field. Lionsbridge FC scoring 4 times in the first half. First from Alex Touche, then Simon Fitch, Kurt Lehmkuhl, and rounding out the group, Charles Touche. So Alex and Chuck, the Touche brothers, coming in Touche.
Lionsbridge scoring 4 goals in about 22 minutes there. So it's not impossible for Partizan to find their way right back inside of this match, but it's going to be a tall task for them. Lionsbridge has just been firing on all cylinders here. Like you mentioned before, everything seems to be going their way.
Lionsbridge FC going left to right on your screen here in half number 2. Partizan in green going right to left. Lionsbridge left to right. Here on the turf of Bailey Field, just miles short of the Coleman Bridge in Yorktown, Virginia. So used to be the Lionsgate Bridge. Now I think we might be defending the Coleman Bridge. It's a whole new bridge to defend, but a bridge nevertheless.
And speaking of defending that bridge, we mentioned this earlier on the broadcast, the squad of Cornell players. Cornell also undefeated at home last season, and already starting off strong here with an emphatic lead. Looking to continue that strong defensive play and put goals on the board.
Cornell group Touche, that's Charles Touche. His brother Alex Touche going to Penn. So Charles Touche from Cornell, as is Griffin Gerard, Emeka Anelli, Kurt Lehmkuhl, and Kepler Despinos. All 5 of them in the starting group from Cornell. And Austin, this Lionsbridge team has looked pretty good here in half number 1. It's the first 50 minutes of the contest, as many of them, it's been noted, haven't played a game in almost 6 or 7 months.
It's surprising. It's really unfortunate, thanks to the current global situation that's really affecting us here in the United States. Sports has almost been canceled, although only recently starting up again. We have a couple leagues picking things back up. So it's been a while for these players since they've been able to play, get on the field. I think Coach Wally was really mentioning how everyone's so excited here to play for Lionsbridge, specifically the midfield. And they didn't care about the weather. All they wanted to do was get out on the field. They've had a couple practices, but that's just not quite sufficient or satisfying as getting into a game against some opposition, a team you don't know, and putting your best soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, out there on the field.
So the rust has been knocked off, as it were. 4-0 our score for the pride of Lionsbridge Football Club.
As we look out across the field, quite a few fans here in attendance, although still maintaining social distancing and stopping the spread of COVID-19, wearing their masks.
And Lionsbridge FC doing everything they can to minimize that spread as best they can while still playing soccer. They've started selling cloth masks at their team store. When you come to the game, every third row or so has been blocked off by caution tape as to say, please don't sit here. You are still allowed to sit with a group of people you've come with. So small groups that you have driven here already with. You can sit together, but socially distant from those other families and groups that have joined us to defend the bridge.
Your next opportunity to come watch Lionsbridge play is Sunday, July 19th. That's this Sunday coming up. And they'll take on AC Commonwealth, formerly known as Quake FC. Quake FC had a strong record last season, 6-3-1. We'll see how they fare up against Lionsbridge FC. And the two teams meet together here at Bailey Field in less than 48 hours. Restart there for Lionsbridge after the substitution for Partizan. Bridge content to play the ball, play possession, and now they're going forward.
Here comes a chance from Anelli. Anelli rockets one high. As they say in baseball, just a bit outside.
Oh, nice shot there from Anelli. It looked like Messick had it covered the whole way. Had that shot been on target, would have been able to get his hands onto it. Mentioned this earlier, Messick, not the biggest goalkeeper, but certainly an acrobatic one.
It would have been an emphatic upper Benjamins from Orion Baker out there. Just a little bit high from the foot of Anelli. Good first touch, though, and the Bridge will start getting it back, and they work here on the right side of the field. Touche sends it back to number 17, Angelides. Back in the feet of the green Partizan. Interesting kits for Partizan. Thought their colors were red. We're in the greens tonight. Across midfield come the green men. Slowing down and building up good possession, and that ball is sent away, and off goes Touche, and Messick clears it, and the Bridge will get that ball out back after a dangerous turnover.
Max-Emilios Angelides seeing a touch just a bit too big from a Partizan player inside his own half, decides to take a step, able to make contact with the ball and send it deep into opposing territory. That ball just misplayed, sent out over the sideline. Angelides was expecting it on his right, passed him on his left, and rolled right out of play.
53 minutes and change into the contest. Just shortly into the second half. Ball on the far side by the Bridges bench. Now back forward and out. Back forward, out. Pretty much all the possible places that ball could go. Finally caught it at the end.
Most importantly, it stayed out of the back of the net for Partizan. Quite a few goals here already for the Bridge. Partizan have managed to staunch the flow. Though pressure still building, a big tackle from number 24 for Partizan. He makes his presence known once again on the field. However, a foul called. It'll be a free kick for Lionsbridge. Also a substitution as well. Looks like Gerard, who will be heading off the field.
So in comes number 9 for Lionsbridge. That is Travis Cooke. Cooke comes on for number 7, Gerard.
That's Lionsbridge's first substitution of the night. We've already seen a handful from Partizan as this free kick is up and into the box. Headed away by a defender. He's still in dangerous territory. Number 4 for Partizan trying to clear this one out to the middle of the field. An interesting strategy there, but it seems to work out for them for now. Though that ball is dispossessed. Fort quickly regained by Partizan, now playing it out wide on the far side of the field. Looking to find an inward pass. Well, that one's cut out by Lionsbridge. Now they're headed the other way. A couple defenders looking to slow up the attack. Angelides plays this one backwards. Now passed up the wing for Lehmkuhl. Now to Anelli, back to Lehmkuhl. And this one's out of play.
Lehmkuhl almost got there, and Lehmkuhl in the Partizan defender. Shaking hands as going to throw this ball in. It is 11, Kurt Lehmkuhl. A man from Dublin, Ohio. Product of Cornell.
Only 19 years old, has quite a few accolades to his name.
Only 19, but his footwork is older.
Generation Adidas Cup top performer in 2018.
Oh, dangerous play there. Not to cut you off, Osman, but a dangerous play and a card has got to come from that. And it absolutely will. The official having a conversation there with the Partizan midfielder, number 24, getting the yellow card, the YC on our scorecards.
That's a yellow card to number 24. Both Partizan, their third card of the night. And another substitution for Lionsbridge. Max-Emilios off the field. Number 16 for the Bridge, James Bradley, at William & Mary, takes his place. Both teams fighting for possession inside Partizan territory. Lionsbridge plays it backwards in order to go forwards. Lehmkuhl sends this one in. Messick isn't troubled by it at all, and that'll be out for a goal kick.
So it's time for our Bowditch Ford drive of the game. It's offensive drive of the game brought to you by Bowditch Ford, and there it is. A goal coming from number 5, Simon Fitch, the second goal of the day. Maybe we can watch it one more time, who knows. But the drive of the day brought to you by Bowditch Ford. Only Bowditch Ford can give you a Bowditch deal. Our lowest price, the absolute best service, and our commitment to your safety. We want your transportation partner for life. Bowditch Ford, nobody beats a Bowditch deal.
In that brief pause, Lehmkuhl was replaced on the field by number 8, Brennan Burton. As he will be looking to get his first touches of the game, but he'll have to wait for a bit as Partizan on the ball on that far side of the field. Tripped up. The ball is taken away by Lionsbridge. Now they look like they have numbers here. Quick back and forth play. Building through the middle of the field. Now towards the near side. Burton, first touches, rifles that one off a defender.
I was about to say, here comes another chance. Shot, ricochets, and a foul called.
Very nearly there for Lionsbridge, almost adding another. Burton excited to get out on the field and certainly lets the defender know that he's there. Once again, a thunderous shot A nice job by the defender standing in front, standing his ground, and protecting his goalkeeper from having to make another save. Fired up past the halfway line. Burton gets his foot on this one. But it's Partizan who come away with it.
So Cooke, Burton, and Bradley, the new friends to the game. Burton, the former JMU standout, and Travis Cooke from VCU, but also transferred to Francis Marion. And then James Bradley from William & Mary. I know you talked about that here, Austin. A lot of William & Mary fellas on the team this year. Considering the lack of college sports, or at least the potential for the lack of college sports, all these local athletes looking for just a couple of games before the fall starts.
A good chance here for Partizan, a free kick just inside their own half. This one sent up in front of the box. Too many defenders in the way, and that one's cleared. So once again, back to Partizan, and now trying to find their forward, number 7, just inside, where Durrell picks it up. A few substitutions seem to be making their way onto the far sidelines for Lionsbridge FC, those blue jerseys that they've been wearing for the past few seasons. As the Bridge win the ball back, now play it on the far side. This one's James Bradley, looking to leave his mark on the game, but instead caught up by a defender and plays it back. A safe pass. Lionsbridge once again, and no need to go forward and pick up goals here. 61 minutes in, they're ahead by 4. Nice back heel there to find a teammate. The shot and the score for Lionsbridge FC.
It's number 10, Charles Touche, with his second. Can I make the joke again? They come in Touche? I guess not. No, but we'll have a couple of subs after goal number 5 today. This one from Charles Touche, the Cornell man. Call him Nard Dog.
Back-to-back goals for number 10, Charles Touche. Scored the goal in the closing minute of the first half. And once again able to replicate his success.
Elbustu, Theo Biddle, and Gunderson now into the game for the Bridge. So Mecca Anelli coming out of the game. And in goes Eren Elbustu. Our best to keep up with these subs, as there's no limit to how much Chris Wally can just throw players in there. Now, I'm hoping for the sake of my sticker system that once players come off, they're coming off for good. And I imagine after 63 minutes of work, you'd think that Wally would give his reserves a good 30 minutes of contact play and call it a day.
One of those subs, the notable Jamie Gunderson.
Absolutely.
Oldest player here for Lionsbridge FC.
Oh, don't do him like that. Jamie Gunderson, while he may be the oldest player for Lionsbridge FC.
Like a fine wine, only gets better with age.
Oh, goodness. Jamie Gunderson, notably in the Lionsbridge FC offseason, recently pushed to be the new head coach of CNU Women's Soccer.
before the season, rather, as it only started tonight, we were talking, Rob and I were, about just the age disparity between the players. There's a 14-year gap between the oldest Gunderson and the youngest Augie Cooper. Cooper not yet making his Lionsbridge FC debut. Separation of 3 decades between the two.
Yeah, our players born in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s on this team, which is so from 3 decades, and fans here in the 2010s. Heck, fans probably from the 50s and 60s. At least I know my parents are watching. I don't know about you.
Lionsbridge for all ages here at Bailey Field and across live on Facebook.
No Cox Eureview this year, no USL League 2 this year, no Towns Bank Stadium this year, but we're making it work, we're making it happen, we're having a good time in the humid evening of Yorktown. 65 minutes into the contest, 5-0 our score. Ball comes in. It's about 25-30 minutes to go in this contest. Moving forward is Partizan, a foul, and couldn't play advantage. They'll stop. They want to have a conversation with number 12, Alex Touche, and I don't believe they gave him a card, did they? They absolutely did.
They did give him a yellow card for that one. He was one of the last defenders and completely missed the ball on the challenge. Not quite sure why he decided to try to take a stab for the ball. Really unnecessary there. Had 2 other defenders by his side. And like I just mentioned, completely missed on the ball and completely took the defender out, took his legs out from underneath him.
So here comes a chance for the Bridge to get things back. Ball out of play.
Deep throw in for Partizan. Now just outside the top of the box. Number 22 is met by a defender. Plays it out wide to 15. Before that one's taken almost away by Bradley. And now it's Lionsbridge who comes up with the ball. Streaking down the wing. Can't quite make out the number. But doing well, challenging 4 defenders at the same time. Able to maintain possession, play it back, slow things down. Give us here a chance to breathe as well as their teammates. Where they bring it around the back to Theo Biddle and now up to Burton. We're going to play an overlapping run from Pope, although he isn't found. And once again, the ball will go backwards from Elbustu across the other side of the field. Gunderson playing it forward. Lionsbridge taking their time with the build-up. If they see something that they don't like, they're more than willing to play the ball backwards, and that's one of the hallmarks of a good team, not trying to force the attack and force a goal into the back of the net. They feel like they're confident in their ability, able to take their chances when they come. Another few substitutions here onto the field for Lionsbridge FC. Number 24, Alfie Pope, out there on the field. Looks like number 4 as well, Tennant McVeigh, former Loyola student, into the back line alongside Theo Biddle and Jamie Gunderson.
McVeigh, one who is also an assistant coach, I believe, at ODU, and technically part-time coach here with Lionsbridge, comes in for, I believe, Alex Touche. Touche, who scored the first goal of the Lionsbridge season. And Austin, at the end of this game, you're taking better notes than I am. We'll do a goal-scoring recap for you. Ball off the head, and Durrell gets a save.
Partizan almost able to get their first goal on the board there. But like you said, Durrell, right place at the right time. Didn't really have to move for that one. but did well. Not tested too much so far. There's the long ball over the top. That one's collected by Messick. Good grab by him. Nice attempt from Lionsbridge. Play that ball over the top. I believe that was Charles Touche down there on the field trying to get the shot away.
I think Touche might be out, but I'm really not sure. With all these substitutions, I think Alfie Pope came on for Touche. I could be wrong, though. Trying to keep track. I'm going to blow up this roster. There's 15, Theo Biddle. Biddle to the outside. It looks like Travis Cooke, number 9, out of 24. That's Alfie Pope. Pope shoots and saved.
Pope appealing for a foul. There was a bit of contact inside the box from the defender, although in my eyes up here and the referees, not too much contact, no problem there, no call. 70 minutes in, Lionsbridge with a commanding lead. Just about 20 minutes or so left here in the contest after we had a late start.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. When it rains, it pours here in Lionsbridge FC land. Here comes the Partizan forward.
Nice job by the forward to try his best there to ward off 2 defenders. Well, eventually the numbers game overcame him and he was forced off the ball. Another close chance, but offsides is the call. The referee will say the ball is the advantage of Durrell as he rolled that one out to his defender. Now already on the other side of the field is Lionsbridge FC. Slowing things down once again, McVeigh on the ball. Finds Biddle. Into enemy territory. Plays this one down the wing, but that one's snuffed out.
'71st minute here in Yorktown, Virginia. I almost said Newport News. I'm so used to playing over there. 71st minute here in Yorktown. Another sub. This one for Partizan. As the defenders of the bridge have come out in full force. This Bailey Field has a capacity of 4,000 fans, but due to COVID-19 only allowing 1,000 in the gate. Special shout out to Flamin' Pie, Sweet Frog, Jimmy Fay of State Farm. Kettle corn over there. A lot of great food truck options for you at the game. Looking forward to a good old grilled cheese on Sunday if you come to the game. That's what I'm looking forward to, at least. I'm hoping they have a buffalo grilled cheese often.
Buffalo grilled cheese, always great game day food, and also Chick-fil-A as well. Had some this morning.
Chick-fil-A here at the game tonight. Won't be here on Sunday. Unfortunate.
There's nothing quite like a Chick-fil-A sandwich here on game day, and next game day, as well as every home game here for Lionsbridge FC, the player scores on a header for Lionsbridge FC. Everyone wins a coupon for a free breakfast sandwich courtesy of the local Chick-fil-A. Those cards handed out as fans are exiting the game. We had a header here already, I believe. It was from number 11, Lehmkuhl. Could be getting confused on the player who scored the goal. But everyone here in attendance will receive a coupon for themselves, and that could be you too.
It's going to be me, for sure. I come to every game, Austin. I don't think I've ever missed one.
And when you have great soccer like this, a great team, great organization, right in Newport News.
It is fun to be here.
Well, we've shifted locations just a bit.
It's all about location. Location, location, location. That's why, Austin Urch. That's why Chris Wally thrives on and preaches good middle field play. Because when you maintain control in the middle of the field, that's the big location of the day. You're going to push offense and get the offensive chances that you want.
Soccer games won and lost in the midfield, and Lionsbridge with the losing effort just there as the foul is committed, tackling number 24 of Partizan. We'll see if they can take advantage here and put a goal on the board. That one sent deep into Lionsbridge territory, flicked on. Over Durrell there, able to come off his line, make the grab. The pressure's still on, and Lionsbridge still feeling it. 3 defenders on the ball. No one's forced out for a Partizan throw-in. Good speed from the midfielders. Being utilized there to win the ball back. The player goes down. Referee says no advantage as number 10 was tackled for Partizan. Now the fans here in attendance for the visiting squad who've made the trip, urging their team forward, looking to get 1 goal in the final 15 minutes.
And as we sit through the final 15 minutes, as we head towards this final frame, what are your thoughts of the first game of the 2020 season? We'll kind of close out with this in a minute, but how have you thought about the way the game has been played, the handling of the rain delay, and everything that has gone into Lionsbridge 2020 Game 1, Episode 1?
You mentioned it before, but Lionsbridge, especially their midfield, excited to get out on the field, and they definitely showed that here. 5 goals for them in 62 minutes of play.
Oh, Durrell had been beat. Durrell went left. Durrell went left. Ball went right. And ricochets off the post and out of play. But certainly, Austin, that was the best chance that this Partizan team has had all day.
That was a great free kick attempt. I believe got it around the wall with just a bit too much spin on it. The pressure's not over yet.
Off the head. And another corner. So pressure mounting here. 14 minutes to go. Durrell trying to pitch a shutout.
Now it's essential here for Lionsbridge to maintain their strong defense. They haven't been tested too much so far this game, but here they have to come up big. Just a mistouch there from the midfield from number 22 for Partizan. Now Lionsbridge headed the other way. Plays it out wide, and an overlapping run isn't utilized. Over the top, behind the back line, a shot and a goal for Lionsbridge FC. This one courtesy of Travis Cooke.
Travis Cooke, the all-time leading scorer for Lionsbridge FC, adds another tally to his stat line. And the Bridge are up 6-0.
Number 9, Travis Cooke.
In the 77th minute. Another one on the board. Nice build-up, though, from Lionsbridge. Playing a nice lofting ball over the top of the defense. Goalkeeper comes off his line to try to shut down the angle. Though Cooke, all the time in the world in his hands, and Messick can't come up with the save. Well, I wouldn't put that one entirely on Messick. A lot of the defenders there on that play, when that ball was played over their head, sort of stopped, raised their arms, called for the offsides. From the youngest of ages, coaches hammer it into their players, always play until the whistle. The play's not over until the whistle is blown. That one coming back to bite Partizan. Number 3 for Partizan making their way up the field. Had no runners. His forwards seem to be all out of gas. Looking at them, asking them what's going on. Another substitution for Partizan. Number 22 headed off the field. Can't quite tell who's making his debut in the game tonight. Goal kick for Lionsbridge. No one's knocked away by the right winger for Partizan, number 7. So a throw in for the home team.
12 minutes to go here in the contest. 6-0 our score. A host of Lionsbridge forwards getting into the game and scoring, in addition to a couple of defenders getting on the score line. A little bit of something from everyone today.
Some saves from the goalkeeper. Excellent defensive effort from the back three. Strong ball security in the midfield and a handful of goals from the forwards. The Lionsbridge players tripped up. Referee says play on. No foul. Partizan is headed the other way. Ball in the midfield over the top of the defense now. Tennant McVeigh trying to get on the end of that one. Almost as if he pulled the attacker of Partizan down. The referee didn't see it. The Partizan fans certainly thought that they had something worth shouting about. That ball is cleared away by Messick. Throwing for Lionsbridge. Theo Biddle. This one into the middle of the field. Finds Elbustu. Played off before the attacker is brought down. The player who was fouled is Vitor Gomez. I believe he took the place of the goal scorer Simon Fitch. Now another dangerous free kick for Lionsbridge FC. Both teams taking their chances here from the placed ball, dead ball opportunities that were afforded to them. Last one for Partizan, nearly winding up in the back of the net. Over 3 inches too far to the left, and that one resounded off the post.
The ball ended up ricocheting off the wall, and it will go to a Lionsbridge corner kick. About 9 minutes and change left in this contest. And if you're still tuned in, we appreciate you joining us. And if you're tuning in just a little bit late, you've missed an onslaught of offense here in Yorktown, Virginia.
New goalkeeper for Partizan might be tested here. That ball's headed away.
Last time I saw an onslaught like this, it was the Battle of 1781 here in Yorktown.
It's quite a while ago. Didn't know you were around for that one.
I was here. I was around.
A plethora of history here in the Tidewater area.
Lionsbridge FC just adding to their part, adding to their page, if you will, here in Season 3. And Lionsbridge FC in 2019, the USL League 2 Franchise of the Year. And they'll hold on to that title for another year longer, as USL League 2 has sadly canceled their 2020 season. So here comes a chance, a header into the arms of Rich Durrell. Durrell making the save with ease.
A great attempt, though, from Partizan. It seems like they finally got some things going for them.
Certainly. And, there's certainly a lot of good things to take out of this one if you're a fan of the visitors. It took some time, and maybe they're knocking a little bit of rust off themselves, but as the second half has progressed, they've picked up on momentum, some touch and play opportunities. Here comes a shot opportunity for the Bridge, and good defense there by Partizan. They've built momentum, built play, had a couple of offensive opportunities, haven't been able to put them away, but that comes in time. Looks like a Lionsbridge 2018 squad.
Bit of a light call there from the referee. This number 24 for Partizan went to the ground. Both players, one that of Lionsbridge and the other of Partizan, collided. An attempt to go towards the ball. The Partizan taking what they can get here. As you were saying, they've definitely shored up their defense, only giving up 2 goals here in the second half. Part of the onslaught of 6 goals, 4 of which coming in the first half. They've slowly been able to move forward here through the midfield. A bit of still the same personnel, but rearranging the furniture. here on the deck of the Titanic. Won't quite do much here for Partizan, but maybe a consolation goal is in the works for them as they pick up another free kick.
If I were Rich Durrell, I'd want a shutout in my first game back. And if Durrell had been tested a little bit more, maybe we'd call him the Riverside man of the match, but we've got that coming in just a moment. Next opportunity we have, we'll talk about tonight's man of the match. And tonight's Riverside man of the match is sponsored by Riverside Sports Medicine and their team, including Doctors J.R. Barley, Stephanie Giamatorio, and Scott Kling. And they keep Lionsbridge players healthy and on the field. Riverside Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Lionsbridge FC's choice for everything sports medicine. And tonight's Riverside man of the match goes to Charles Touche. Touche with 2 goals and 1 assist in his limited, probably about 65 minutes of play. Touche, the native of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the product of Cornell. That ball in the back of the net, I think, through all that. And another goal, make it 7. And while we're talking about the man of the match, Lionsbridge FC puts another one in the back of the net, making it a 7-0 game. Goal given to number 24, Alfie Pope from Mount Olive, product of London, England. 21-year-old forward gets his name in the stat line here.
We were talking about the man of the match, and that was definitely Charles Touche. Had his name on the score line a couple times. Touche standing at 6'3". Had 8 goals during his sophomore campaign with Cornell, including 5 game-winning goals. Won't pick up a game-winning goal here, as the first goal was scored by his twin Alexander Touche, over a couple to his name.
So the Touche brothers got a hat trick tonight. 3 goals from 2 Touches.
You say that 2 heads are better than 1. And
is it Tiche? Is the plural Tiche? 3
As
goals.
a twin, I would just say the plural is Alexander and Charles, but call me old-fashioned.
There you go.
Super strong performance, like you were saying, from the Touche brothers, as well as the rest of the Lionsbridge squad. Only have to hold on for a few minutes longer as Durrell will pitch a shutout, like you said.
Hasn't really needed to do a whole lot in net tonight. Keeping the cage clean for the Bridge. And some of our local fans making their way for the exits. So Austin, as we begin to wrap this one up, offensive chance, shot on, and in the back of the net. And they're not calling it a goal. Travis Cooke wants it. They're not going to give it to him, I don't think. Everybody seemed to stop, Austin. I'm not sure why.
I think the linesman on the near side threw up his flag in an attempt to say that a player was offsides for Lionsbridge.
And they're calling it a goal, so
confirmation for Cooke.
Goal number 8, that's the most lackluster goal I've seen in a long time. Is everybody, literally everybody, offense and defense stopped. Travis Cooke was one-on-one with the keeper. So Travis Cooke comes into the 2020 season the leader in Lionsbridge goals, and he's also the only Lionsbridge forward to secure a hat trick. He did so last season, and if he does it today, which I don't think, in 2 minutes, leading 8-0, I don't know if that'll happen, but if he manages to do that, he might have done it in a quicker fashion than he did the first time. But Austin, as we begin to wrap up this contest, what are your final thoughts on game number 1?
Well, I really liked how Partizan started playing towards the end of the game despite giving up a few late goals here. They had their chances going forward, ultimately weren't able to capitalize in the 89 minutes of play as this one is sent forward. Nice attempt there for number 3 of Partizan, getting his noggin on that one, but knocking it just a bit too far to the other side of the post. Durrell wasn't tested. The Partizan picking up the pace. Started a bit slow, but they've really grown through this game, and I think they have quite a few things to take away after this match. As well as Lionsbridge coming into this contest, was looking through the roster, and other than Travis Cooke, especially just looking at the starting lineup, there weren't too many goal scorers or standout players that I found. Yes, some of the players have scored goals during their college campaigns, but none of them would be putting up record numbers. But we've seen quite a few players here already notch some of their first Lionsbridge FC goals.
Certainly, I mean, coming into the night, trying to think about who's going to replace the likes of Thibaut Jekyll and Luke Brown, who were the two major goal scorers a season ago. And between Charles and Alex Touche, Travis Cooke is back. Simon Fitch put his name in the line, as did Lehmkuhl, a whole number of guys. Offside's the call. It's the first ball to end up in the back of the Partizan net tonight, but to no avail, that ball is offside. So Durrell's shutout is intact.
Those 90 minutes have elapsed on the scoreboard. Unfortunate they are just a bit offsides for number 3 of Partizan.
So Durrell puts it back into play. And slowly but surely, killing time really at this point, as the rest of these extra time minutes are sort of a formality. 8-0 our score. Got out of hand early, and that will do it here in Yorktown, Virginia. Lionsbridge FC takes game 1 of the 2020 season. As odd as it may be, there are 6 more to go, and an 8-0 contest on night number 1. It was a rainy start and an offensive finish. Austin, as we close things out, what are your final thoughts?
Well, Lionsbridge definitely got the ball rolling literally offensively, and they were able to put quite a few goals into the back of the net. Player of the match was number 10, Charles Touche, scoring on 2 and having an assist on another. But there was another player, I believe it was Fitch, who scored with his head, earning all the fans in attendance here.
Chicken sandwich, chicken biscuit. Sandwich. I'm here for it. And you're absolutely right. It was a fun night for soccer. Once we finally got started, it got to be a beautiful evening, a nice sunset in the distance for all in attendance to enjoy, and for those of you at home to enjoy. We appreciate you tuning in. And Austin, if you want to do a recap of goals in order, and that way everyone knows what happened if you just decided to tune in late.
So starting off with the action in the 23rd minute, it was number 12, Alexander Touche, who got things started here for the Bridge, quickly followed by Simon Fitch in the 26th minute. And not to be outdone, Kurt Lehmkuhl got his name on the board in the stat sheet. The goal in the 33rd minute, and closing out the first half was Charles Touche, who would score his first goal of the contest in the dying moments of the first half.
The Bridge took a 5-0 lead into the half and did not look back. 4-0 lead into the half, and they did not look back going into the second half quickly with 4 more goals. Where'd they come from, Austin?
Touche got things started once again, picking up where he left off with the goal in the 62nd minute, and then Travis Cooke making his debut for the season for Lionsbridge FC, scoring in the 77th minute. He would also go on to score the final goal of the contest in the 89th minute, but sandwiched in between there is a goal from number 24 for Lionsbridge FC in the 86th minute.
And those 8 goals, 24 would have been Alfie Pope. Those 8 goals, quite a number for Game 1. Let's see what Game 2 has in store. You can get tickets online at lionsbridgefc.com/tickets. You can follow online on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at LionsbridgeFC for all of your content for your favorite local football club. We'll get post-game interviews and more online on Facebook after the contest, but that will do it for now. For Austin Urch by my side, Michael Ancelli, Mike Santamoro, John Rector, Allison McIntyre, and Austin Gregory in the group tonight. I'm Rob Smith. Wish you the smoothest of sailing till next time. We'll see you Sunday. Good night.